All right. Hello, everybody. Uh, this is going to be the first episode of me building the Mighty Bowser. I've done a test stream before this one just to see if it worked, and it seemed like it went pretty well. So I'm just going to keep doing this format of just kind of, whenever I've got time, I'm going to like build a set and, we'll see if this goes anywhere as far as like if I actually keep it up or whatever. But anyway, so this is just going to be like a casual thing, mostly streaming for friends. Don't expect anybody to watch this. Honestly, don't really want anybody else to find this. Not because I'm embarrassed, it's just not for anybody. Um, wait, two, three, four. But yeah, so, got to work, and they offered voluntary time off for the day, and I said, hell yes to that. So, I got home, did a bunch of chores before I came home, and still had some energy, decided I would go ahead and do a live stream and, publish it, when I'm finished, and play around, see how that works, that kind of thing. But yeah, so like I said at the beginning, this is the Mighty Bowser set. Uh, really, really excited to have some, like Lego Nintendo crossover sets. Because, big fan of both of those. I'd love some Zelda sets. If, if they were to make those, I would definitely snatch them up. But yeah, no, I was so excited for this set. It's pretty expensive. Um, it's like I think someone did the math and found out that it costs more than buying an actual like Nintendo Switch, which is pretty funny. In a, like an unfortunate kind of way. It's like at the end of the day, I am the person who has to buy it, but actually, in fact, I wasn't the person who bought it. I was given this as a gift from my in-laws, and I love them deeply for it. Well, not for it, but wait, what? How's this? Oh, I see. So this one goes here. No, this goes sideways. There we go. This one goes here, and this one goes here. Okay, so I've already built the platform that Bowser stands on. Um, I was really itching to build a set, and I was like, I my plan was to save the Mighty Bowser for a live stream or a stream or recording or whatever. Um, but I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and just build the base. That way I can kind of decide where I want to put him when he's finished being built. I have no idea where I'm going to put him when he's finished being built. I think I have an idea, but, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, no. Honestly, just thought it would be a fun thing to do this for friends. Um, because I am not putting those where they belong. Um, for a while, uh, my friends and myself would do a Discord call on Sundays to keep in touch, and I kind of fell off of that. Is my own, issues with just not having a lot of like mental energy these days. Um, but I have still wanted to do this kind of thing, and while on the Discord calls, each of us would do our own thing, and my thing was that I would assemble Legos so that if anybody wanted to, they could switch over their screen and just, watch me put Legos together. And that was fun. I enjoyed kind of the social aspect. Like, I like building Legos by myself, but it was fun getting to talk to someone and have them be able to actually see my progress as it's happening without them, like, sitting over my shoulder. Um, so that kind of thing is fun. I'm pretty peculiar, or particular, rather, about how I place my Legos. when I'm assembling a set. I try to keep them all pretty uniform. Yes. Um, because, I like having sets look like they make sense the way that um, they're assembled. And Legos all have, or most of them, have studs on them, and they all say Lego in the same direction. So if I'm building like a mech or a spaceship or something like this, where there might be exposed like studs, if those studs have to be exposed, I would prefer them to all be uniform because it makes the overall build look cleaner. Yeah, so if you stumbled across this and you know just want to listen to it, go right ahead. I don't really expect anybody to watch, but if you do, uh, hello, dropped it. Welcome to the stream, or I keep saying stream. I'm technically streaming this, but it's mostly just as a way of uploading these videos without having to edit them or anything like that. So I don't plan on these being edited down either. Just because I feel like putting in zero effort for this. I just want to build Legos and give my friends something to put on in the background if they so decide to watch it. So if you guys are here, hello. I am just putting Legos together. I really started getting into Legos a couple years ago. Like I always loved Legos as a kid, but they were always that thing as like, oh, it's too expensive to like Legos are expensive, especially like, any of the sets that were like Star Wars or anything like that. Um they were just, really expensive, but like Lego or like Star Wars had all the cool sets because Star Wars has like a lot of cool spaceships and that kind of thing. Um but as an adult, um I actually just started deciding to indulge myself and start buying sets that I thought were cool. Um, and found out that the sets that I actually liked the most were like spaceships and giant robots, and then like big builds or things that are like replicas of things. Um, and especially if they're like to scale. Like the best examples I have for that are the Nintendo ones, in my opinion, are the um Nintendo Entertainment Center and Nintendo Entertainment System and the question mark block, because those ones were like actual size, I guess you'd say. Um which I really like that kind of thing. And then, spaceships are cool. Big fan of space, and then mechs are cool. And I'm a little bit more particular with like the mechs just because like they're cool mechs, but some of them just aren't really like you can't articulate them, which means that they've got like one pose that they can sit in, which is like cool. But I do like a little bit of um, choice on how I pose them, some options. Um, yeah, so it's just become a fun hobby and it's expensive. I don't buy Legos very often. I have quite a few sets, but I've, been collecting for a few years now. And this set was gifted to me, thankfully, very expensive set. In my opinion, I think it's worth it. I haven't, you know, put it together, but I buy Legos a lot for the aesthetics, like for the display purposes. Oh, this is set this off to the side, working on something else now. Um, and so I feel like the displayability of this one very good. Let me find all the pieces for this. Um, okay, see the mold. You guys can't see this, but the where this was cut from is on the side rather than on the inside. So I want that to be pretty uniform. If I can line those up. Also, if I'm like scattered right now, my train of thought is everywhere. Not for any particular reason. I'm just like, I don't know, just focused on putting the Legos together. So where the pieces are cut from, I try to keep that pretty uniform. Um, just because again, like I like everything to match up and look clean, look intentional. So if it's possible to cover up the seam, I will. Um, but if it's not, I try to at least um put those pieces together in a way that like still makes it look kind of intentional the way a robot might have like bolts or rivets, which that kind of thing isn't always possible, but um I try my best, and sometimes you just wind up with a set that has some like things on the outside. I think these pieces specifically actually will get end up getting covered up in the end. So I don't think it's a huge, matter. I don't even know what this is for. Guess we'll find out. Oh, bringing this back. Oh. Turns out if you just wait, it will reveal itself to you. Oh, I see. Okay, so I'm gonna change something. I'm gonna separate that, flip this around, and flip this around. Because I don't know if they'll be visible at all, but on the off chance that yes, they are visible, I want this piece. I want its best features shining forward. So, there we go. Ugh. Okay. Sorry, that one took a lot of my attention. Let's see. So these barrel pieces have their moldings usually on one side, and they usually go in the corner. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. 1, 2, 3. I usually put the barrel pieces in the corner because since you can have them facing any angle and they still look normal because they're round, you can hide their seams in like corners and stuff to mask the seams. Did 3? No, I only need 2 of these. Now I can put the barrels in the corner. Most of these Lego pieces have specific names, and I will not be using them because I don't know them, and I don't feel like looking them up. I don't, seems like more effort than I'm interested in right now. Yeah, I have no idea what part of Bowser this even is. Sometimes they will display, like in the book, in the corner at the beginning of like one of the little baggies. It says like what part you're building. This one it's just Bowser, so I guess I'm just building Bowser. This video also is going to be about the length of however much I'm uh how long it'll take me to finish this specific bag, and then I'll end the stream, start a new one, that kind of thing. So I don't know how long this is going to be. just until this bag is finished. And I think I'll do that for each of the bags, unless they're small bags. My main thing is that I don't want to edit around, but I don't want to, even if I mute my mic, I don't want to be sitting there taking the time for each video to open each bag and mute the mic so it doesn't like crinkle loudly, have the pieces fall everywhere, and then take the time to sort them by color. Normally I don't sort them by color ahead of time. I typically just sort them by like the large bag, and then large bags usually have smaller bags in them with smaller pieces. That's how I normally do it. But for the streams, I decided it would be more effective and allow me to do even marginally better about keeping my train of thought. If I'm not sitting there like digging around for the pieces as much. Not that I'm doing a great job of keeping my train of thought, but it is what it is. Wait, what did I... Oh, and then these pieces go here. So I mentioned that I like to keep my pieces uniform, and you guys can't see it, but on the studs I mentioned it says Lego in one direction. So I always try to do top down, and then, let me see. Oh, I forgot to mention, so the camera I'm using, I have it turned around, and so things are mirrored. This is my right hand, this is my left hand. But for your sake, I'll show you what I mean. So I try to do top down, and then if a Lego has to be placed sideways, if there's one on each side, I will make it so they go from the middle and go outward. Usually. Sometimes if it is more aesthetically pleasing, I'll do the out in. If I have to have, if it's not perfectly symmetrical, if I have to, I will do from left to right. And this is reversed for me. I'm just showing for your example. I would do left to right. That way when you read it, you know, I live in America. That's just how I learned to read, and so naturally I want things to go from left to right, if that makes sense. Where was I? Oh, this page. Let's see. But yeah, I just like a clean look on Legos. If I can get things to be uniform, it's just very satisfying. It sucks when you get like a little hair stuck between bricks, but it's like kind of in there, so you either gotta like learn to figure out how to disassemble it real quick, put it back together, or just get really far in there and just like break it off, I guess. It happens. You know, I got cats, I got a beard. I'm throwing pieces across the room. Ugh. Yeah, I've got a list of stories that I could tell. I just don't have it on hand. This one was just kind of a loose first episode, you know, give me something to get my footing and that kind of thing. I haven't really been many like stories that have happened recently. I work like in a warehouse type setting now, so there isn't really as much like zany, goofy stuff going on there. It's just, you know, go to work, throw some boxes around, head home, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, another reason, I don't know how frequent this series is going to be. Um, I tend to exclusively put Legos together when I'm already like in a good mood. Um, because I tend to associate like whatever mood I'm in with like a Lego set when I'm building it. So sometimes I'll even like look at Lego sets and it'll remind me of like you know, how I was feeling. And so anytime I'm in a bad mood, if I start putting Legos together, it just ends up, you know, putting me in a worse mood because I know that I'm like associating how I'm feeling with that set, and I don't want it to, you know, color the way that I view my Lego sets. I want them all to be, you know, reminders of when things are good and when I'm happy, that kind of thing. Where does this piece go? Oh. Yes. Let's see, is there anything in particular? Yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of this, work gave me the day off. That was actually a bit of a surprise. We were like in a pretty heavy, like kind of busy season for a while, but um, things are about to slow down at work, so they actually offered me like the entire day off. Unfortunately, I'd already gotten to work. But I'm not gonna say no to a free day off. Especially like I was able to like I mentioned that I got some chores done. Like I was able to go to the bank, able to go to my previous bank and close that account, and then go to my new bank and get some things sorted that needed sorted out. So that was really satisfying. Got my oil changed, which was nice. Um, let's see. Got some lunch. Got some Captain D's. Big fan of absolutely disgusting greasy fish. Not a Long John Silver's guy. Long John Silver's destroys my insides. Not in like a gross way. I mean, probably like a gross way, but like in a fully like abdominal cramps, like I feel like I'm dying kind of way. Despite the fact that Captain D's sometimes looks worse, is not as bad on my body, I guess. So whatever that means. Oh, I need these pieces too. Is this right? Yes. Put there. Put that there. Shoot. As you can see, I'm building a bug. It's just a little scarab beetle. It's funny. I can sit there and talk to someone forever, but filling space like this, trying to figure out how to like fill gaps in a one-sided conversation is tough for me. I do not envy people who do this for a living. I mean, sometimes people have like chat, like the really popular ones have really active chats, someone to bounce off of. They play games, which gives them something to like, riff on. There's nothing to riff on about all these yellow pieces, just a bunch of yellow bricks. Let's see. Hide the seam. See if I can straighten that out a little. Okay. And this tucks in there. And do the same thing on this side. All right, well, I'm almost done with this bag. Just a handful more yellow pieces and, whatever else. I think I'm going to do 2 more bags today, but I think I'm going to, like, break up when I actually upload these videos, just so, you know, kind of space them out. That way, if I'm not feeling like building for a couple weeks, it gives me something to, something to put out there in case anybody finds these videos even remotely interesting. Sometimes it's just good to, find something to sit down and, speak about. I think I might, that's what the next one is going to be about. It's just talking about like, um, how I find meditation, find like how I find things that, uh, calm me or allow me to clear my head. Because I feel like a lot of people think that meditation isn't for them because, they think of the very, like, stereotypical, like, oh, you sit and you cross your legs and you hum, or maybe do yoga or something like that. But for me, well, I'll get into it next time. I'm almost done with this set. I don't want to start that conversation and then get into, something else. Or have to end the video while I'm in the middle of a conversation. So I guess if this one is a little too boring up until this point, go ahead and just skip to the next one. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But the next one probably won't be out for a week or so. So if this is all the content you get, you might as well take it where you can get it, I guess. Content. I'm fucking putting Legos together. Excuse me, that one snuck out of me. Coughing like a 4-year-old into the open air. Stick my tongue out and just do a good old... That one looked like it spiked the microphone. I meant to cough into the background, and I coughed directly into the microphone, so that is a bummer. Alright, well, a couple more pieces, and they might just be leftovers. Oh, yep. Looks like just leftovers. Spares. Well, go ahead and call this here. Guess I'll start recording the next one. If you liked this, check back whenever, I don't know. Just keep an eye on the channel and, maybe I'll upload something else. Who knows? Alright, bye!